Hi callers, in this video, we are going to discuss how your calling pitch is going to be. How are you going to start a discussion with a student or a learner? Now remember one thing that there is no fixed rule, okay? You can talk in even local language, but I'm making this video in English. But whenever you're talking to a caller or a learner, whoever it is, and when you start talking to that person, and if that person is comfortable in local language, then you immediately move into local language. Because what is more important is that you communicate properly to the person rather than trying to be stylish and only speaking in English. Okay, so if it is Hindi, speak in Hindi. If it is Marathi, speak in Marathi. If it is Gujarati, speak in Gujarati. If it Punjabi, speak in Punjabi. If you can, go ahead and speak, because local language creates a massive impression. So now we are going to discuss how are you going to start your telecalling pitch for a new student. Okay, so today's discussion is your telecalling pitch. How are you going to do your telecalling pitch? So this is only a base pitch. Okay, this is only a base pitch. Now you have to build over it using your experience and your discussion that you're going to have with a student. So say normally when you call a student, okay, we will normally get student data, not the parents data. So say example, your name is Rahul and you're talking to Simran. So as soon as you dial the number and the call goes to Simran, immediately use the word, hi, am I speaking to Simran? Never use ma'am, sir, because remember you're talking to students. Okay, so always, call the person with the name. Okay, so first thing is, hi, am I speaking to Simran? I am Rahul. We provide banking jobs. Is it a good time to talk? So first thing is you ask the person, am I speaking to Simran? That is your first part. If that person say yes, then second part is you have to introduce yourself. Small introduction that my name is Rahul and we provide banking jobs. Is it a good time to talk? The next question should be, is it a good time to talk? Because if the person is busy, then you can't talk to that person. So the most important thing is ask the person, is it a good time to talk? Now, if the person say yes, then you continue. So how do you continue? Okay, Simran. So I understand that you have completed your graduation. Okay. And if Simran say yes, then you say wonderful. Okay. Always use good terms like wonderful. So what are you currently doing? So Simran might say, I'm looking for a job, or I'm doing some tally, or they might talk about some programs. Now, if Simran is already registered for MBA or CA or ICFAI or some big exams, then you can still ask, are you looking out for a banking job? Are you interested in a banking job? If Simran says yes, then great. But if Simran is already talking that big things, MBA and CFA, then probably Simran might not be our candidate. But if Simran say, yes, I'm looking for a banking job, okay, or you will ask, okay, great, that's wonderful. What are you currently doing? Currently, I'm not doing much. I'm doing a small program. Then you can immediately ask, so Simran, would you be interested in getting a banking job, that also in operations? Okay, we can help you get. So Simran say, yeah, I'm interested. As soon as she will say I'm interested, then you say, let me introduce myself and our company. So I am Rahul and I'm calling from, and then you tell your company's name. And then you say that we provide training and interview opportunities in private sector banks like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, Yes Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank. You can say some names of bank. Why? Because the minute you say the names of the bank, Simran, who is on the other side of the phone, can understand what you are saying. Okay, so this is what you have to create the interest in the person. Second, if Simran says yes, then the next step is, Simran, before I go ahead, I need to get some information, because the most important thing is to understand whether you are eligible for this program or not. So let me get some information and then I will continue. Okay. So then the first thing you're going to ask is, You have completed your graduation. So can you tell me which university and how much percentage and which year? Then 12th, which university, how much percentage, which year? Then 10th, how much percentage, which university, which year? Also ask, what is your date of birth? And if you can ask the age also. If you calculate the age, good. Else you can ask what is your age and then what is the date of birth. Okay. Now remember that if Simran is only a graduate, then her maximum age should be 24 years. But if Simran is a postgraduate, okay, or in the final year of postgraduate, see, because a lot of people register for post graduation, but they don't pass, no? So if she has crossed 25, and she's only doing post graduation, we cannot qualify her. She has to complete her post graduation. So if she's above 24, if she's below 24 and doing post graduation, it's okay because we can qualify Simran basis her graduation marks. But if she is above 24, like she's 24 and a half or 25 years old, and she's doing her post graduation, then we have to wait for her to complete her post graduation. Okay. But if she's completed her post graduation, then maximum age should be 27 years. So you understand the age and see whether Simran is fitting into our profile or not. Also ask if there was a gap during her education, especially till graduation. If there is a gap, then you have to find out why the gap was, because banks do not prefer gaps. If the gap was because of some accident or hospitalization, we can understand. Okay. After you get this detail and you are convinced, okay, now Simran fits into our profile of a student, then we continue. Then you ask Simran, are you sure you really want to make your career in banking industry? If she says yes, then you tell, see, in banks, there are two types of jobs. One is sales jobs and the other is operations job. In sales job, your job is to sell all the banking products. Like in banks, there are saving account, current account, credit cards. There are so many products that the banks sell. You have to go out and sell. Now, for sales job, you really don't need a very skilled training. Okay, you can join the bank basis your own skills, and then they will train you depending upon the product. But if you want to get into operations, okay, if you want to get into operations, then there are only two ways you can get into operations. Number one is you should have experience in operations, which I presume you don't have, right? So she will say yes. So then the option is, if you want to get into banking operation, then you need to undergo a training for 4 months. So she will say training, yeah. So we will teach you everything that you need to know for a banking operations job. And once you complete your banking operations training, then you can get jobs in private banks like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Yes Bank. You know, we are tied up with these banks and you can easily get a banking operations job over there. So what do you say? Are you interested? She might say, yeah, let me think. So then you can give some more information about the banking sector. You can say that banking sector is one of the most growing sector in India. During pandemic, all the sectors were down, but banking sector was keeping on growing. Last 10 years, banking sector has been growing with 15% every year. And for the next 30 years, it is going to grow. So if you join a sector which is growing, you will also grow with the sector. Okay. And government is trying to reduce public banks, public sector banks. So automatically private sector banks are going to go up. So there is going to be great growth opportunity in private sector banks. Okay. And placements happen all over India. So the thing is, say, example, you are today in Mumbai and you get a job in Mumbai. Tomorrow you have to move from Mumbai to Hyderabad. You can get a job in Hyderabad also. So you don't have to leave your job. There is branches in Hyderabad. You can join Hyderabad. If you have to go to Delhi, you can join there also. So there are many benefits that you will get if you join a banking sector. Then confirmation of candidate. Okay, so then you have to tell, once you join our program, this program is for 4 months. In this 4 months, we will train you and you can tell the names of the program. So we train you in retail banking, trade finance, credit and risk. Plus we will train you in interview preparations and CV building. Okay. After that, we also require 3 months to place you. Okay. Now, what kind of jobs you will get? So you can get jobs like cashier, welcome desk, back office, KYC checking, depending on how your interview goes and what the banker thinks at the time of interview. At the same time, the salary is also good. You get salary somewhere between 18,000 to 25,000. So there are chances she might ask, why 18 to 25? Why there is such a big gap? So you can tell that in major cities, you get 25, 23,000 salary. But if you go to small towns, because banks are there in small towns also, in small towns, they give 18,000, 19,000 salary. That's why there is a range in your salary. Okay. You have already explained the 4 products that we are teaching. Okay. And you also tell that for interview, we will be training you not only on how to prepare your CV or how to dress up, but we will also train you on how to answer the questions that are asked. So we have a set of questions that are normally asked in banking interviews. We will train you on that also. So if Simran is okay, then you say, so are you ready to go ahead, Simran? Then in that case, we need some documents. So what are the documents that are needed? Number 1 is your CV. Okay, CV with photograph, and remember all the information. So your 10th mark should be, first is your name should be there, your email ID should be there, your date of birth should be there, your telephone number should be there, and your area, your location, address has to be there. After that, your 10th, 12th, TY marks, name of university, percentage, and if it's a grade, the range of that grade. So 60% to 75% is grade B. 75% to 90% is grade A. Whatever that gap is, you need to understand that. Okay. Then if some additional qualification is there, you can add on the CV. But very important is also ask for their parents' profession, whether they are service, business, lawyer, policeman, or whatever it is, banker. So ask for their parents' profession also. Okay. So these are some basic things that you need to take. Also check if there is no gap and everything. It's very, very important that they should not have any gap in their studies. Now, once this information is there, you can explain the process. Okay, so we have discussed the process. So the process is very, very simple. First, you have to give the CV with photograph with all the information that is there. After that, you will have an interview. After the interview, if required, there might be an aptitude test. If not required, no aptitude test. Once the interviewer say yes, then we proceed with your admission. How does the admission process start? For the admission process, first you have to give us a down payment. Okay, all the payments will be plus GST. Okay. Now, after you given the down payment, there are 2 options. One is you can go for a loan, or you can do your payment yourself. If you're doing your payment yourself, then you can do the payment in 2 EMIs. Whatever is the amount, first your down payment, then the balance amount in 2 EMIs. The amount will be disclosed to you by your seniors, okay? So that you can write and keep in front of you. If the student is going for a loan, then down payment, and after that, the loan company will take over. Okay, now normal documents that are needed for a loan is PAN card, Aadhaar card, address proof, bank statement, or a passbook. Okay, and also the guarantor, that means your parents or your guardians. All these details will be needed for loan purpose. So this is how the payment is done. Now, what are the topics that are covered? So in retail banking, there are so many topics that are covered. So we talk about RBI policy, we talk about KYC and AML, we talk about banking laws. Now, all these things you need not say. You can say a few things from this, which you think that is important. You can talk about trade finance. In trade finance, we teach Forex, SWIFT, FEMA, letter of credit. In credit and risk, we talk about understanding the company, working capital, project networking, bank guarantees. And in CV building, interview preparation, interview questions, these are the things that we will cover. Okay. Now the rules are very, very simple. If you join our program, we guarantee you will get your job. And if we don't give you a job, we guarantee you we will pay back the money other than the GST part. But we also need a guarantee from your side. What is the guarantee we need from your side? Number 1, you are joining this program to learn, not only for the certificate. So 80% attendance is a must. 70% marks you have to score. You have to do all the homework that is given, plus you have to go for all the interview calls we will send you for. If you follow these rules, we assure you that you will surely get a job. Now, there are some normal FAQs that every student will ask, like, where is your office? So you can give the location, whichever. Say, if you're working from Mira Road, you say Mira Road. If you're working from Malad, you say Malad, or some other location, you say. At the same time, you also say that our education is online, so we do not spend a lot of money on infrastructure. Why? Because we want to keep the cost low for this program. Okay. So yes, we have our offices. You can come to our office if you want. You are always welcome. But trainings, everything is online, so our offices are small in size. Okay. Can you share some student details you have already done? Yes, we can share. You will get it from your seniors. Okay. What if I don't get a job? So you have to say, other than GST, we will refund you the money. But if you follow everything that we say, we assure you 100% you will get a job. But you have to do everything as we say. You have to follow all the rules that have been given. And they might also ask, do I have to change my city? So normally in big cities, you don't have to change. But if you're in a small town where there is only one branch of a bank and totally there are 3 or 4 banks, then in that case, you might have to move. And normally people travel 30, 40, 50 kilometers. Normally people travel to work. So that normal traveling also you should be able to do. Okay. So this is your basic pitch. Okay. What we have discussed currently is your basic pitch. Then beyond this, there will be a lot of questions that are asked by the students. That questions, you can answer it yourself if you know the answer, or you can ask your supervisor. Your supervisor will tell you the answer once, and then after that, you can continue using the same answer for next time when a question arises. Okay. So that's all for now. Thank you very much. I hope you will enjoy doing your calls and talking to aspirant students who want to get job in the banking sector.